This is so unfortunate for Dame Dash that his film company, Poppington LLC, has been sold at an auction for $100. I got a news article here. I'm going to read this, give my feedback, and you guys are going to let me know what you think in the comments section. Says, former hip-hop mogul Dame Dash's film. It's funny, former hip-hop mogul. Like, isn't he still a hip-hop mogul? Maybe not currently mogulizing hip-hop today, but that's just kind of crazy. Former hip-hop mogul Dame Dash's filmmaking company was sold for a measly $100 at a Tuesday auction that aimed to offset $1 million he owes from defamation lawsuits. Despite the desperate attempt to cover his debt through the auction, only one bidder showed up and bought the Rockefeller Records co-founder's film company for a mere $100.50. I think he's a fool, man, said Mike Montazer, I'm going to just say Montazer, CEO of Muddy Water Motion Pictures, who submitted the winning bid and who has a claim to the $973,000 stemming from Dash losing a trio of civil lawsuits. Dash declared bankruptcy in September, claiming to have only a few $1,000s to his name, despite owing $25 million in federal and state taxes, child support, and other debts. At least $5 million of that is owed in civil lawsuits with Brown's clients. Brown is Chris Brown, the attorney. I'm not sure. I think that's the guy that bought it, his attorney. Dash has faced the threat of jail time for previously refusing to pay up his civil debts, and Brown said the bankruptcy claim is just another effort to avoid paying. The production company for sale, Poppington LLC, included rights to Dash's best-known film, Honor Up, which included acting by Dash, Cameron, and Dash's cousin Stacey Dash, known for her hit role in the 90s classic Clueless. Other films owned by Dash include the sequel to Honorable, a documentary called Welcome to Black Rock, and a personal film titled We Went to China, I Searched for Like-Minded Individuals. Attorney Chris Brown hoped that outside bidders would offer at least a few $100,000 for the collection, but none showed up. Okay, so that's Dame's attorney. It's more of an undertaking of what they view Dash's work to be as opposed to anything else, he said, noting that Cameron recently referred to Honor Up as whack in an Instagram post. And he actually said that on, I believe it is what it is. He said the reason I didn't want to share the movie online is because I thought the movie was whack. Like, no one cares that you went to China, Mr. Dash, Brown said of one of the films. I guess I really don't know what to make of that. Montazer told the Post at the auction that the purchase was a jab at Dash, who he blames for dragging him through years of litigation instead of sitting down like grown men and resolving their differences. So this is personal strategy right here. He's just a problem, Montazer said. He has an ego. I think he's just bitter coming from where he was to where he is, and he just blames everybody else and doesn't look at himself in the mirror. Montazer and filmmaker Josh Weber have successfully sued Dash twice for defamation. So the same dude that sued him for defamation is who actually bought his film company? That's crazy. And just last week, the pair filed a third defamation suit against Dash for comments he made after appearing on the popular Breakfast Club podcast earlier this fall. It's just silly, said Brown, who will also get his share of $33.50 from the auction after winning his own civil lawsuit against Dash for $150,000. So is he his lawyer or not? Like, this article is kind of confusing the way that they're telling this story. Dash's latest allegedly slanderous statement, Brown said, is similar to claims he testified to at an earlier defamation trial. So I have no idea why he continues to slander Josh Weber, Brown told the Post. Frankly, what I desire most is for him to just stop talking about my clients. For him being on a big stage with like Jay-Z and Ye, Montazer said, why are your peers doing good, being constructive, and you're just playing games with others? May God guide him. Okay, so with all that being said, this goes back to what I said months ago when I first really started doing these reaction videos about Dame Dash and the way that he carries himself. He's had a legendary career. He has done a lot of things. He's made a lot of people millionaires. And you would think that somebody that has done all this would end up in a way better position than where he's at now. But there's a lack of accountability that we see. There's a lot of delusion that we see. And it's not that he ever lost his knack for music and what talented artists sound like. Like I said, I met Dame Dash last year, and he had an event, and the artists that he was working with were like dope. They was extremely talented people. But he has not been able to sustain the level of success because of his attitude, because of the way that he talks to people and his mindset. Talking down on people, talking about how much of a boss he is. And yeah, you a boss and you bankrupt. Like, the correlation is not correlating here. You understand what I'm saying? People go through financial hardships, things of that nature all the time. Listen, I get it. But when you're in this position, there's a lot of humility that you have to maintain. And when I say humility, I'm not saying you got to be quiet as a church mouse or nothing like that. But you got to maintain a certain level. That bravado, it's not a good look. Because when you fall, the bigger they is, the harder they fall. The bigger the ego is, the harder that mother ego hit the ground. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man, Dame Dash, just this whole, all the antics, you know, him going back and forth with Cameron. Like, you going back and forth with your own people. You didn't got into it with your own people that you got the money with. And now it makes everybody else look like, well, they was right. Because Jay doing this thing, Ye doing this thing, Cam doing this thing. Everybody that you was around at one point, and you say that you put these people on, and to an extent you did. So what? But then he also says, like, well, you know, why they never looked out? What do they owe you? What do they owe you? The way that you carry yourself, the way that you've gone around and acted in public and speak about people, I wouldn't want to deal with that. It's like we could see, you came out with a movie called Death of a Dynasty while The Rock was still popping. You get what I'm saying? You wrote the writing on the wall that led to your own demise. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section.
Today's video was sponsored by the African Fighting Art of Shogun Da by John M. Kali and Wenda G. A powerful look into African martial arts complete with techniques, history, and self-defense training. If you want a dope, culturally rich martial arts guide, this book is available on Amazon right now. You got a business, you got a brand, you got music, nobody knows you exist and you need exposure. DM me or email me right now, bookingcranklucas@gmail.com to get the exposure that you need, and I will share your content on my platform. I got 850,000 subscribers on YouTube. I got 450,000 followers on Instagram. I have the audience that you need to get your content in front of. And right now, I'm running a holiday special, so you can get all this exposure for the low. Hit me up right now. I got you.